Golfers, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about 3 simple suggestions and ideas you can implement within your putting that's going to help you lower your scores by 10 shots, take the bragging rights when you're playing against your mates, and also start to hole more putts, which is going to contribute to the lowering of that handicap that everyone wants to achieve. One of the biggest things we see on a regular basis is when people set up to the golf ball, they'll get the position of the golf ball a little bit too far back in their stance. Suggesting that the optimum ball position is just left of centre. What we have a tendency to do is we get the ball position a little bit too far back in conjunction with both of our feet. So if the middle of the stance is a base-like target, we want the ball just left of centre. Ball position gets a little bit too far back. The tendency is this grip end of the club leans a little bit too much forward. So it's going to lean more forward, and the 4 degrees of loft on this putter is going to reduce significantly amount. So that 4 degrees on the putter is going to turn into maybe minus at impact. So it's understanding what's the optimal ball position that's going to help you achieve a little bit more success. It might be different slow to quick greens. For example, if the ball jumps straight away, you need to get the ball to start rolling before it starts bouncing. So what you need to do is get the ball a little bit more forward in your stance. We're going to go through the same rigorous checklist as usual. It's finding the optimal position that works for you. From there, you're just going to move your left foot significantly forward and then slightly back. The ball position should be a club head's width inside my left foot. That's going to place the golf ball just left of centre. Then what we're going to do from here is our feet should be shoulder width apart. And then the second piece of this puzzle is understanding how we connect our arms with our body. Too many golfers, they set up to the golf ball from here and the right arm gets too much on top of the golf club like this, so the right arm stretched too much on top of the left arm. So as you can see from that position, when I set up to the golf ball, my shoulders are aiming significantly to the left. We'll get a putt where we cut too much across the ball, and the tendency from there, we're going to start pulling putts, and we're going to try and manufacture a putting stroke around shoulder alignment. The club face matches the angle of your spine, making sure the club's nice in the lifeline at hand. It'll feel like your hands are a little bit higher at rest, so you put your left hand on, club's in the lifeline at hand, so the left thumb points slightly down the left hand side of the club. Then you place your right hand on, thumbs are both at the same angle, your hand feels like it's a little bit more underneath the club, so your arms are nice and square, making sure they're on the same angle as each other. Shoulders level, forearms level. From there, you're just going to connect your elbows to your upper rib cage. We're going to create some symmetry, so you're going to put the club out in front of you. You're going to connect your elbows into the upper rib cage, so that'll look like this, where my shoulders, my forearms are at the same angle, and they're nice and square. The thing that we neglect is putter face. The putter face is the big influence on where the ball finishes and also where it starts. Understand where the face is aiming. So you're going to put the club out in front of you, right hand only on the club, making sure that club face is matching the angle of your spine, so the leading edge is pretty much square to your intended target. Put your arms out in front of you, so the upper part of your elbow should hit the upper part of your rib cage. Stretch your arms out, pull your elbows into your rib cage, tilt forward. You're going to tilt forward. Don't get the ball position too far where the hands get too far ahead. While getting the ball to the hole, we need to move the ball a little bit further forward. You can hit a little bit more up with this putt. Move your left foot forward, right foot back, and as a club head inside your left foot. That's kind of like a good baseline target. Now, what you'll find to start off with is the ball will come off with a little bit more speed due to us hitting slightly more up with the putter, and we've got a little bit more loft on the putter, so you start to feel a little bit more spin on the ball. From there, all you're going to do is just take your foot off the accelerator, just control the speed a little bit better. And pull your elbows into your upper rib cage, so you should feel some symmetry. You'll almost feel like your elbows are nice and connected. I feel like I've got a little bit more weight onto my left foot, and my left foot feels heavy. I want to start with about 60% of my weight on my left side to start off with. That's a preference for me that helps me engage the putter a little bit more through impact and strike the ball a little bit more efficiently. One of the biggest things we see is we see a lot of golfers who have a little bit too much weight on the back foot. The handle gets a little bit too far back in. Pressing your left foot into the ground, keeping the putter nice and low through impact. Many people who struggle with putting lift the leading edge off the ground too quickly, where this left wrist breaks down, where we call that an extended position, where we add lots of loft but also the face points out to the left. So if you struggle with low contact on the face, this is conducive to a technical change that you might need to adopt within your practice. Visualize, you're going to hear the ball come off the putter face at a relatively slow speed. How do we achieve that? So we've got a little bit more weight into our left foot. Don't get the backswing too short, then the follow through too long. We see a lot of golfers who finish with a club, the left tip on the way through. That's going to encourage us to add loft, and it's going to reduce the probability of hitting the middle of the putter face. Visualize the club head is cruising into impact, because the shorter we go, the longer the follow through has to become to create a little bit more acceleration and try and catch up with acceleration on the other side of the golf ball. Longer backswing, shorter follow through. Feel like the club cruises into impact. That's another great feeling to control the speed and also the loft dynamics. Putter feeling, you're going to hear the ball come off the club face at a relatively slow speed. If you hurry the putting stroke on the way through, the ball comes off very quickly. So what you're going to do, you're going to take a longer backswing, shorter follow through, just to allow the putter head to cruise into impact. We're trying to hear the ball just click off the putter face, and we're visualizing that golf ball is going to drop to the bottom of the hole. If you struggle with tendency of looking up too quickly, we break this left wrist down too much. Longer backswing, shorter follow through, keep the putter head nice and low on the way through. Putter head lower to the ground, maybe a foot after impact. So putter head lower to the ground through impact. Nice and low through impact. That's going to keep the centre club face close to the ground, and it's going to prevent the leading edge lifting off the ground too quickly. That's going to help us maintain a relatively flat left wrist. If we get the putter coming into impact, we will lift the putter off the ground, then that left elbow gets detached from your chest. So really the feeling from here, keep your left elbow on the left hand side of your rib cage for longer on the way through. If I lift it off, as you can see from there, that's going to lift the putter head. Elbow stays on your rib cage for longer on the way through. Might even be the feeling that you're trying to keep your hands nice and close to your left pocket on the way through. Go down, hands quite close to your left pocket. That's going to allow the putter head to work a little bit lower to the ground. Control the putter head and also allow the ball to come off a little bit more roll, instead of jumping up off the putter face too early, where the ball loses speed. Optimal strike that everyone wants to achieve. Just a run through what we talked about there. We're just going to connect everything through impact. Elbows connected to the upper part of the rib cage. Our forearms, shoulders, and club face are nice and square to the intended target. Just tilt forward, so we're going to get in our golf posture, so I feel like my chest is closer to the ground. Take a small step with my foot, big step with my right foot. All positions are club heads width inside my left foot. That's going to get the ball just left of centre. Set up to the golf ball, we're just going to keep a little bit more weight into our left foot, so feel like you've got 60% of your weight on your left foot. Visualise the speed of the golf ball coming off the putter face at a relatively low speed, so you should hear a smooth, soft clicking noise. If we get the backswing too short, we've got to add the speed on the way through, then the ball will come off really quickly. Longer backswing, shorter follow through. As we come through, you want to feel like the club head stays lower to the ground. So if you look at your left foot, just feel like the putter head rests against your left foot at the same angle. Great feeling to interpret that would be keeping your left elbow on your rib cage a little bit longer. So that's going to connect the left elbow for longer into the follow through, prevent that chicken wing when the left elbow comes off your chest. So putter head stays lower to the ground, stay relatively close to your left pocket. If my hands elevate, the hands go higher than the pocket. So there's a few simple subtleties that you can implement within your practice. It's going to help you improve your putting. The first thing to understand is, what's your strength? Are you good from long distance or short distance? Then analyse where the problem stems from. It could be a club face issue, ball position could be too far back. Then go through that checklist. Share your thoughts below and comment below with anything you'd like to see on future videos on my channel. Any department of the golf swing or golf game that you're struggling with. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please feel free to follow me on Skillest. If you follow me on Skillest, you'll receive a redeemable code for a free online golf lesson voucher. Message me on Skillest, I'll send you a voucher and we'll get your golfing journey started in 2024.